Age.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, first of all, your age.
66.
66. The last time I saw you, you were in court
Yes.
in Hardeman County in August.
Yes, sir.
What's it been like for you here? How's prison life?
World of difference. But Doolin can take lessons from here. I mean, nothing against him. It's just, it's hard.
Are you happy here?
Well, as happy as you can be. In ways, I'm freer than I was at home.
How is that?
Because our son wouldn't let me do anything. He was a very controlling person. And I get to go to church here. I mean, I don't have to ask anybody if I can do something, because I know what I can do and what I can't do here. So,
What kinds of things do you enjoy doing here?
going to the library, the gym. I watch people exercise. Then it gives me out.
Your son Adam took you on a pretty wild ride, didn't he?
Yes, sir. And I was telling somebody, yesterday was the first time I've been able to write and say when Adam was alive. It's the first time I've ever done it since I've been locked up.
You were able to write a letter
To my sister.
since Adam was killed. Adam killed himself.
Yes.
As a mother,
It's just, it's so hard. Because I keep thinking if I'd have been over there where he was at, I could have got him to have not killed his son. But I don't know it. It's just, I didn't get to grieve for him because I didn't know he was, then my daughter-in-law designated his body to science, donated it. So when I get out of here, I'm going to find out where it is, and I'm going to take it back to the Carolinas and put it where the maids are buried at. I mean, I know he did wrong, and I don't know what brought it on, but he's still my son. And I can't, people say, how can you do that? I said, you're not a mother, are you? And they,
it's still very emotional for you.
they don't. You know, when it first happened, all the big news companies wanted me to interview. I said, that's not going to bring Joanne or Adrian back. And Adrian was my Junebug. That was her name on the text. I was Thelma Lou, and she was Junebug.
You were Thelma Lou and she was Junebug.
And we were going to go to the Grand Canyon when she turned 16 and got a car. I told her, I said, well, we can go, but you ain't driving off. She was going through Thelma and Louise.
So, we've talked about a lot of things, you know. I want to talk about your relationship with Joanne and with her children. But I want to first talk about Adam. You know, tell me about the night.
Well, that's how come I can't understand, because the kids would come to the house. Whenever they came, it was always 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, usually when they got there.
In Hardeman County?
No, in Union County.
Union County. So you lived in Union County?
Yes, sir, Mississippi.
And so would Joanne and Adam and the girls?
No, they'd let Adam bring the girls down to the house.
All three of them?
All three of them.
Adrian, Alexandria, and Kalia.
How often did Joanne visit you?
She didn't visit but 2 times.
In Union County?
One time they had got back from visiting somewhere, and the other one, Adam didn't get them home in time, so Joanne and them come down there and picked them up.
So you love those girls?
Oh, yes. You couldn't help but love them. I mean, I just can't believe I'm never going to see Adrian again. Adam set out to do, and he did what he wanted to. He destroyed the families, both sides of it. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's tough. I'm gonna wait just a second for that music to. Hang on just a second, we'll give it just a second.
They're graduating ceremonies.
This is such a,
It's like a college campus.
it's a nice place. It's big. It's bigger than I thought.
It's bigger than I thought. They told me, they said,
Now, do you, there we go. So, continue what you were saying. Adam,
yeah, he was,
did he intend to kill them?
I don't know. I didn't know they were dead till the FBI came down there and asked if he had did anything different. And he had cut his hair off. I asked him about that, and he said it was because he was getting a public job, and he wanted his hair cut.
But some of the court papers that I've read said you were a part of helping them
Oh,
get the bodies.
no, I didn't know where they, I thought he had been working on his truck. He came in, he was dirty, and,
To your house that night, or the
yeah,
night they were.
I don't know how long they had been dead when they got there. Didn't know they were dead till they asked me if he had acted unusual. I told him, I said, well, that night I wouldn't get up to get my milk, and
And this
I
was
looked
early
at-
in the morning.
oh, it was about probably 2:30 or 3. I'm not real good because this thing is still. I've
Right.
got days don't remember.
Because Gary reported them missing on April 27th of 2012.
Was that a Friday? Or
You know, I'm not certain. It was late week
Yeah.
when he reported Joanne and Adrian and Alexandria and Kalia. He reported them missing. And I think, what, about 2 weeks later, a week later, they were found?
mm-hmm.
So you were never in, you weren't around when he killed them in Hardeman County.
No, I was in Mississippi taking care of my husband,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Did you ever see Alex and Kalia when he had them?
Whenever they came in the house, because he had said the girls were coming back for a visit before they left for Arizona again. And
So you thought it was just a normal
I
visit.
thought it was a normal visit. It's just, how
And
could
then-
he do something like that?
Did the girls ever act differently while they were in the house?
Because-
No, Alex and Kylie, whenever, about 3 weeks, well, it was Easter or something like that, they came down to the house, and Alex had said, whenever they were getting ready to go back, she said, I'd rather die than go back to that jail. That's the way she put it.
In her house?
Yeah.
Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
And she's speaking of her house in Hardeman County with Gary and
Yes.
Joanne.
Why would she refer to it like that? Did you
You don't know? Did she ever elaborate?
No, I just looked at her and I thought, well, it's a 12-year-old talking.
So they came to you with Adam quite frequently.
Oh, yes, yes.
And were you like a grandmother?
I told him, I said, I hadn't seen my kids. I'm kind of Adam. I hadn't seen my family. One daughter, I haven't seen her since '85. And the rest of them, it's been over just about 20 years.
How many children do you have?
6. Well, I had 6.
5 now. I talked to Pam.
That's my immaculate conception child. That's what she always says.
I talked to Pam last year after all this happened, and she said that the family was pretty broken.
Well, he did what he set out to do, I think. He was too big of a chicken to come and turn himself in, is what I'm thinking. Because I told him, I said, Adam, this is before all this went down, I said, because he kept thinking Alex was his.
Do you know that, was he a father to any of those girls?
No, not that I know of. And don't know if the DNA and all of that, but he doted on Alex, because that's who he thought was his.
She's still alive.
Yep, she's still alive.
You won't get to see Adrian anymore.
And see, I didn't understand why Adrian, and her mama, from all accounts I knew, he loved them. And
Do you think he killed them?
I know he killed them because they said that instead of surrendering whenever he got the chance, he shot himself. Now, that's not somebody that's innocent. That's not somebody innocent.
Did you witness him killing Joanne and Adrian?
No, I was in Union County, Mississippi. I had been up to Hardeman County, I think it was the 1st of February. My friend and I went to the restaurant in Middleton and ate there, because she doesn't drive very much.
Mhm.
Do you believe he's capable of killing them?
I didn't think he was. Me, I could understood, or his wife, but Adrian and Joanne, no, because they didn't ever seem like they were afraid of him. I was afraid of him. I'd wake up at night and he'd be standing over me just staring. And he got to where he was drinking vodka, just liter bottles, 2 or 3 a day.
And when he would come down and see you in Union County, and your
Mhm.
husband Johnny, he would,
Yeah, Johnny had a nervous breakdown in 2000. And he doesn't know what's going on. He's like where he gets in a shower, he'll put water on his head and say he's took a bath. But I've still got him, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing else in the world.
you just celebrated your
50th anniversary.
in jail
Mhm.
in Hardeman County in July. So many people, since all of this happened, it was so convoluted, it was so twisted, none of us could understand.
Well,
What?
I don't understand it. I don't understand.
But he came to your house and buried the children, buried Adrian and Joanne on your property.
Yeah, it was, whenever the FBI asked if he'd done anything unusual, and I went out there and showed them where he had dug. Because I didn't know they were in there.
You didn't know they were in the car?
No, I didn't know they were in the ground. Because I had walked back and forth over that thing, feeding their animals out there. And
Was it unusual for him to dig at night?
no, he got where he dug, whenever he liked transmission fluid, oil filters, he would bury them instead of throwing them away. I told him it's the same thing. You would leave them on top of the ground or if you put them in the ground. But he said he had to bury the stuff, so,
And because of him, you're charged, you're here now.
yeah, I'm here now. And my husband he's going through a thing called his son, or his brother, they've called hospice in for his brother. And he doesn't understand it.
So your husband, Johnny, has dementia
Yeah, he just had a nervous breakdown.
and hasn't been the same. Do you realize that your son could have killed you and then,
Well, that's what, whenever the FBI, we went out to stay at our landlady's, and while the FBI was all around through there, Adam went back in the house after the bodies had been dug up. He went back in the house.
where you were staying?
Mm-hmm.
At your house?
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily, we weren't there. We were over at the Holiday Inn in New Albany.
Why were you there?